right, so this is Casey. Casey,
Hello.
how you doing? Okay, give us the 411 on this.
All right, just finished the inspection, guy. Not too much on the roof. The only thing I noted on the roof is above the carport roof, they have rolled composition roofing, which is basically asphalt shingles in 3-foot rolls. And typically that's installed by heating up the material and adhering it to the felt paper below it.
Yeah.
They did that, but along the entire perimeter edge of that, they nailed it. And you can't have exposed nails on a flat roof or on that type of material. So I would recommend in its current configuration, maybe put, some sealant just to cover all those nails, because as the weather heats up, those nails will kind of get loose and start lifting, and then that could be a point of water intrusion, and then you'll get some moisture stains on your carport patio.
So is that just sort of like a tar sort of thing that you put over?
Yeah, you could get some Black Henrys,
Okay.
and then, or they make it gray too if you want to go aesthetically.
Okay.
The main electrical panel is located on the south side of the casita where it comes in from the pole.
Okay.
And code requires that in front of electrical panel, you can't have anything in front of that so that you can stand in front of it and work on it. They installed the pool equipment right in front of it. I mean, you can reach over it and get to it, but per code, I just like to point stuff out in case an electrician comes behind me and tells you, hey, why is that like that? It's not the first time you heard about it, but technically you shouldn't have anything in front of a meter to service it.
Okay, that was handy.
It looks like the house has obviously been replumbed since 1958 when it was built, so there's a lot of hose bibs along the west planter and the west side of the property. There's about 5 hose bibs. I think they use them as probably like a sprinkler system, just turning on a hose bib and flooding the planter. But none of them are working. There's no water coming out of them, so they might have been all abandoned once the copper got redone.
Okay, so that's legacy stuff. That's probably not the right thing.
You're going to see a lot of hose bibs that don't do nothing, so
you
can get rid of them, cap them.
Okay.
Water heater to the main house is located in the south patio closet. It should have a thermal expansion tank installed on the cold water side of the plumbing. Because let's just go out there. Okay, here's your water heater here for the main house. It's a 2022 model. So on this cold side of the water heater, there should be a thermal expansion tank because you have a closed plumbing system with a regulator. So that requires you to have a thermal expansion tank on your water heater plumbing. So that's not present. Also, the water connectors going from the water heater before they disappear in the wall, they're using multiple. They're using 2 of them connecting to each other. And that's not code. Code requires that only one flex connector can be used, no more than 24 inches long.
Okay.
And then also the water pipes themselves should be insulated as well.
So backing up to the fact there's 2 flex, what's the solution for that?
The solution would be get one flex to go 24 inches or extend those copper pipes down further from the ceiling. Extend the copper pipes down further to where this one flex connector can reach the copper. Or like I said, if a 24-inch fits that far, then you can get a 24-inch flex that goes from there to there.
I see. Okay.
Okay. Sediment trap on the gas supply pipe to the water heater is installed in the improper location. It should be installed after the shutoff valve, before this yellow flex connector. They have it installed upstream from the shutoff valve, so it's in the wrong side of the shutoff valve. Okay.
So I'm always confused by this, but if you had turned off the shutoff valve, it's supposed to make it so particulate matter.
Yeah, so if this valve was shut off right here.
Yeah.
Okay. And you went to open this valve, and if there was any moisture, sediment, blah, 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 that should all drop into that sediment trap before it enters the appliance. When it's on this side of the shutoff valve, it's not doing anything because the pressure's still built up, and as soon as you open it,
it pushes it through. Okay.
Okay.
Fascinating.
And let's see here. The casita for the water heater for the casita, it's a 2006 model, so it's older than 15 years old.
Okay.
And it's also missing strapping.
Oh, so it's not strapped. Okay.
Okay. We can go in there and look at that as well. I'll show you something there too. Casita water heater right here. When I got here, it was behind this panel right here.
Okay.
And I had to loosen these screws to view it. So code requires this be readily accessible.
Okay.
So you shouldn't have to unscrew things to get to it.
Okay.
But like I said, it's missing straps. Doesn't matter how old, where it is. It still needs to be strapped in California.
Okay.
So might be hard to kind of strap it to the actual wall. So I'd probably recommend something going from here to here, just to make sure it doesn't fall forward.
Yeah.
But technically this guy should not be here. I know they did it probably for aesthetic reasons.
Right.
But it needs to be accessible.
Okay.
Okay, while we're in here, we're gonna jump ahead to the mini split here.
Okay.
Mini split does work. It's a 2011 model, it's a little older. But when you turn it on, it's got a loud noise from the blower unit when it first kicks on. And then like after about 2 minutes, it kind of shuts off, but we'll hear it here in just a second, hopefully. We're gonna jump, oh, here we go. So once it gets like going, it kind of calms down a little bit, but even when we first got here, it was a lot louder than that. So when you move in, it might be even louder again.
So it never really goes away. It's always, yeah, that is quite a lot of sound.
For mini splits, you don't even know they're on.
Yeah, you're not
sometimes.
supposed to know they're on. Okay.
So again, it's dated, it's a little older, but you know, they're more efficient and it might need lubrication, might clear that up. I'm not sure, but I'd recommend that to the HVAC guy.
Okay.
Here in the casita bathroom, the window balance is disconnected from the frame. So when you go to open the window, it shuts on its own. It won't stay up. These balances need to be connected inside the frame here.
Yeah. Okay. That happens.
We can cut.
Cut. All right. So we're outside the casita now.
Yeah, we're on the north side of the casita and garage here. We have an outlet on the north side of the casita and an outlet on the north side of the garage. Neither one of them are GFCI protected.
Okay. They have a little cover, but they're not GFCI.
Right. They have the weatherproofing cover. We're gonna try and make our way into the garage here.
That garage seems like it's kind of tough to open.
Well, yeah, the tension spring just has, could be adjusted to loosen the tension.
Yeah.
Here in the garage, we're just kind of noting that we got 3 outlets on walls that are also not GFCI protected.
Okay.
This wall is the firewall that connects to
living
the
space,
casita.
yeah.
We have a vent penetrating the firewall.
I noticed
there.
that vent. It goes
So
to
I
the
don't know if there was a
bathroom.
laundry in that bathroom. Might have been a laundry room, and then they converted it to a bathroom. Or something.
That could be. Okay.
And then this vent right here. Get rid of this. That is petroleum. It's not leaking
water.
from the bathroom.
Okay, it's just a
stressed me
stain
out.
at this
Yeah,
moment?
it's a petroleum stain, it's lubricant or
Okay.
something. So I don't want you to be alarmed with that. And that's pretty much it for the garage.
Okay. I'll cut you off. All right. We're making our way around.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the south side of the casita here. They added an outlet in this little shed here that's not GFCI protected and doesn't need the cover, but it's not GFCI protected, but it should be.
Okay.
Anything exterior as a 1971 would be GFCI protected.
Okay. Oh, and this is where the pool equipment pump is sort of in an odd location.
Yeah, so here's the main electrical panel. Like I said, technically this stuff shouldn't be in front of this panel. I just noted we got the open cracking where the cold joint is, where the garage joins the casita. We got some open cracking on the stucco. We have where this you have a little water heater underneath the wet bar sink in the bathroom.
Okay.
Or I mean in the casita. And this is a little drain for the water heater if the pressure released. And I just noted we have an open gap in the stucco, so I just recommend kind of patching that up a little bit because that opens into the cabinet below the wet bar sink.
Okay.
And that reminds me the faucet to the sink, the wet bar sink in the casita.
Yeah.
The hot water has low water flow, so I don't know if it's obstructed by that little water heater. But the cold water's got good water flow, so it's only on the hot side.
Okay, and then there's no problem in the bathroom. That's fine.
Bathroom, shower,
Okay.
all that. It's just in the sink.
Okay, and pool equipment seems like it's working fine.
Yeah, bonded, grounded. What I noted here is when it's you got a little bit of drip here from the seal to the cover.
Okay.
Okay. And a little bit of leaking from the pump.
Okay.
And the pump itself is not wired to a GFCI breaker. Okay. Pool pump needs to be wired to a GFCI breaker.
Okay, so it should be a GFCI breaker.
Yeah, so that breaker will be swapped out with a breaker that has a button on it.
Okay.
This is your timer.
Okay.
This is your autofill. So this valve right here provides water to your autofill float. That's in the
And that's
injector.
over there. Okay.
Let's see here. Moving on. On the roof, we have an AC heater for the main house on the roof of the main house.
Okay.
And the drain pipe, the condensate drain pipe is a PVC sprinkler pipe, and it should be copper when it's exposed to the elements.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, that's pretty much it on the exterior, I believe. Oh, the entry steps coming into the house are missing a handrail.
Yeah.
So any step that has more than 3 risers is required to have a handrail.
Okay.
All these steps back here with the stone, I just kind of did not note those because I figured we could use the wall adjacent to it as a handrail. So I didn't want to nitpick that.
Yeah, I know. In the United States, death trap. Watch out. But, you know, it's the way that it works.
Landolary parking. Well, let's go to the laundry room.
Okay. All right, we're going into the primary bedroom.
Yeah, we're in the primary bedroom. Laundry room. The laundry room has a gas valve in it. Okay. The laundry room opens into a bedroom used for sleeping purposes with no other access into the laundry room. So this door is required to be self-closing and latching with a seal here so that no gas could emit from here while somebody's sleeping in the bed.
Who knew?
So when you have a laundry room that opens into the bedroom that has a gas valve, it's the enclosure, the door requires some safety aspects.
Okay.
You do have a 220 here though too, so if you end up getting an electric dryer, you can cap that gas line and never worry about it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, also in the laundry room, I picked an outlet on the west wall in the laundry room because in 2011 they changed the code that said there needs to be at least one GFCI outlet in the laundry room. Whether or not there's a sink or not, there needs to be one GFCI outlet. So rather than pick one that's not accessible behind the unit, I just picked the one on this west wall, and if we GFCI that outlet, then we're code compliant.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, we're gonna go to the primary bathroom.
Primary bathroom, here we go.
Okay, we're in the primary bathroom here. They have an outlet on this wall and a GFCI outlet on the north wall. Both outlets are not grounded, so they're not going to trip. They're not going to function as a GFCI without them being grounded because that's the G in GFCI is ground.
Okay.
My guess is that if we pull the outlets out of the box, there
One's
might be a
disconnected.
ground wire that might be loose and fell off the screw or something when they stuffed it back in the box.
Okay.
The other bathrooms, the other 2 bathrooms are functional and fine, no issues, just this primary.
Okay.
I think, like I said, I think we open one of them, it's going to be the reason.
Okay.
Fireplace does not have a damper clamp, so you have a gas line that goes in your fireplace, so the damper that opens and closes.
What? No damper clamp. Come on, Casey.
It's required to be there. Okay?
Every house. It's the shock when they actually have it, actually. That's where it's like, what? We had one?
And then we only got a couple things left here in the kitchen, and we're gonna we'll back up a little bit. So outside the bedrooms, so if you're sleeping in the primary bedroom, if you're sleeping in the guest bedrooms on the other side of the house, there's no smoke or carbon monoxide alarm outside those bedrooms.
So there should be one right
Right
above
above
where
your
I'm.
head and in the east hall. So I said east hall's missing the carbon and smoke, and outside the primary is missing the carbon and
Oh,
smoke.
this will be fun to have one in the kitchen. That's always a good time. Mm-hmm.
It'll show when there's aroma.
Yes.
Here in the kitchen, what I noted in the kitchen is this vent pipe above the range. They're using a corrugated material. It's required to be rigid with a smooth interior, kind of look like a water heater vent pipe with no corrugation where grease can build up over the long term and start a potential fire. I made a note in the report, but I'll say it live on air here. The gas was off to the house when I got here at the meter, but no valve, so I turned it on to test the components. So I turned it on, and then over the course of the inspection, once we got into the house here, there was a strong odor of gas adjacent, kind of around the range. I pulled it away from the wall, and it even got stronger. So I think where the gas connector and the shutoff valve meet, there might be some leaking there, might need to be tightened, or some Teflon tape or some goop. I'd let a plumber determine that, but I turned the gas back off. I made a note of all this in the report, but this is where I dwelled most of the inspection, so I was getting a gas odor most of the time. So I just think that there might be a small leak, and maybe that's why they had the gas off when we got here.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. So I'll email everything over, and you're more than welcome to call me once you get it.
Okay. Thanks, Case.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.